Hello and welcome to Moster Does the Crossword, Iteration 3. This is Moster, and the episode that you are watching / hearing now is the review portion for the New York Times crossword of Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. In an effort to get these things out more quickly, Iteration 3 involves me making two completely separate videos, two completely separate intros that I can then immediately upload from my phone and just make the changes to the descriptions without going through all the crap that I have been trying to do on my computer of title cards and everything else. I think this is more than sufficient for what we're talking about. So again, if you don't want to be here, you can tell by the yellow golden grid here that this is a finished puzzle, so it's the review. If it were black, like you can see down at the bottom in the mini there, then you would know that it is the talk through, but this is not the talk through. This is my general thoughts and how I did on the puzzle and other things that I think might trip people up. So the format for the review is we're going to go here and we're going to talk in general about this stuff, and then I have a bunch of screenshots that I will go through at the end. I will try to do some marking up, which doesn't always work very well. We are actually in the second recording for that exact reason. Anyway, this was a fine puzzle for a Wednesday. Everything made perfect sense, and what I like about it is that the theme is here, but the theme is not insane, and it doesn't really pervade the whole puzzle. So you get a pretty good mixture there of the general stuff as well as the more tightly connected items. Yes, the theme here is this. This is the final one, basketball feint, or a hint to these four clues. And if you look at these, they're all they're head fakes. They're things on your head that are fake. So you got a glass eye, which is a socket replacement. You've got a dental crown, which is a canine covering. You've got batter's editions. I liked this one. I was thinking either baseball, because there's another baseball in here somewhere. I was thinking either baseball or cake, so I thought it was pretty cool that it turned out to be makeup. And the last one here, powdered wig for old rug in a courtroom. That one was a little bit weird for me because I don't know much about the history of wearing wigs in courtrooms in this country anyway. But, it's a crossword. So, this is the one that finally got to me here. Alliterative Doctor of Children's Literature, Dr. DeSoto. I had never heard of Dr. DeSoto, so I had no idea. I had a typo here. I don't remember what it was, but this expelled, spewed. I had like an R there or something, So that was the final piece in the puzzle. So, all right, I'm going to pause it here. We'll jump over, walk through the screenshots that I took, and then I think if there's anything missing, we can do that before I end this. So please stand by. Okay, so this is another one where I didn't start taking pictures right away because I wasn't super confident, and that's a good thing because this whole top right corner here, this whole thing was totally wrong. I had extant instead of entity, and I didn't have anything even approaching what's going to end up being touche. So I didn't have a ton of confidence at the beginning. Anyway, this one is a hammer thrower. That's an Olympic event, is the hammer toss. I don't know why, but it's the Olympics. And this one I liked, old refrigerators, ice boxes. Reminds me of a Ray Charles song. But that part to the side, it's just, it's an old term, and it makes a lot of sense. And I went back a little bit here for some of these. So Garfield's romantic interest was Arlene, even though I can't fucking stand Garfield. I think it's the dumbest. It's on par with Adam Sandler's stupid formulaic humor. Anyway, yes, one end of the Iditarod, I put gnome here. This was kind of a guess. It ended up being right. But yeah, I don't know very much at all about dog sledding. Like fish and rock walls, this one was kind of cute. With the scaled, meaning you climb a rock wall or you have scales if you're a fish. And yeah, big deal, as if I care. There's lots of variations of this in various places, but this is one of the more common ones if you've got a lot of space, or they might flip it around to say like I care. And then the answer might be, excuse me, big deal, or so what, or whatever. Sends on forwards. This one, it took me a second. I, kind of had the idea, but again, a nice way of looking at things. And then let's make a deal choice. This one, again, like I knew it was door something, so it was either one or two, but I already had worded, so I'm glad I was right with door one there. And this was expelled. You can see my typo. I took a picture of it regardless, where it's a P, and that should be a D at the bottom, which I will fix as the last step here. Self-grooms, this was another one that I liked. Is that where I fucked? Yeah. This is where I changed also elm to fir here. And then this preens. I like this one. Because it's not the first thing that comes to people's minds, or at least to my mind. And yeah, competition where you might pull a calf. I like this one too, rodeo, because it's the pun on a muscle tear and on actually trapping an animal. And being, this is where I figured out entity finally. I had most of the pieces already, but it made a lot more sense. Again, I had extant or something, which is a little bit too fancy. And then you got me there to touche. This is another one where it's not what I was thinking of at all. I was thinking like either thanks for the help, or I don't know. And I'm glad that it wasn't. I'll watch out for this thing because sometimes it gets lost. This one, like some offensive humor, non-PC. Feel like maybe I could have gotten this a little sooner, but at the same time, whatever. We talked about that. Put down in writing pan, as in a bad review. I know I've seen this recently. I don't remember if it was here, or if it was in LA, or if it was in the other one that I do. But it was a clue at least once recently. Pan. I think the other one was for Pan as a Greek god. Feudal plot thief, another one that I probably should have gotten. And Darien, this one too. Like I had Denata. I knew it wasn't Denata, but I couldn't remember what it was. But it's Darien. It's still the same thing. It's just Rien is French for nada. And that's it. So we're running kind of long here for this. Let me jump back across and see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Bar here, prohibit. I had ban, which is much more common, but bar makes sense. And what else? As per is a good one to keep in your mind for according to. You'll have this as per, or you'll have like in re in some cases, for a similar context. Here's one, evert, turn inside out. Yes, I did get this one. This is a word that I think I've only ever seen in a crossword or in a similar anagram game. Another one that gave me a little difficulty was here we have I may destroy your network, and up here it's 57 down competitor. So those are HBO and Showtime, which are good things to keep in your mind as well. So I'm skimming over this. I don't see anything else that's really jumping out. I'm kind of long on time here. So I will end it. And as always, I thank you very much for coming along with me. I hope you found some value out of this. And regardless of either of those things, I wish you a peaceful journey.